Okay, so today we're going to be opening up a small little brushless controller. It's a 15 amp controller, I think with pedal assist capabilities, and came out of a stock Liberty bicycle. It's a Chinese controller, dated '06. Going to open it up right now and see what we get inside. Alright, the first thing I did was I took off the 4 screws that hold on each side cover. And I also checked to see if there were any MOSFET screws coming through the heatsink. And this is such a small, tiny little controller that it doesn't even have any. See, current 15 amps, low volt cutoff 31.5, 1 through 4 volt speed handle on the throttle. So these side covers should pop right off nice and easy now. That one came off pretty easy. Now this side is a different story because we have a big mess of wires coming through here, so I'm going to try to tediously pull this out and find out what we get. Okay, I was able to wiggle the weatherproof seal of the side cover with all the wires coming out of it over a couple of inches so we could get a look inside the controller, and on the other side you can see right through. What I need to do now is try to take the top cover off. It looks like it comes off, so I'm going to try to pull it off. Okay, the top cover just folded right up, came right off, and you can see there's a aluminum fin sticking off the top cover that was going down and touching the MOSFETs to allow cooling to enter the heatsink, which is the case in this scenario. We have 6 MOSFETs, a couple capacitors in there. I'm going to find out what this little mess of heat shrink wire is. I think that's a pedal assist. I'm not sure. I'm going to open it up right now. Alright, I finally got it out of the entire case. There's the bottom of the case, top of the case, and side cover. Pretty bad lighting in here, but I think you can see the shunt. It's right. Oh, it's behind that wire. Right. Yeah, the capacitors are 50 volt, 0.22 farad, so they're pretty tiny. Might need to upgrade them. But I got a little flashlight here, so you can see the shunt. It's a tiny little shunt, and it almost has a little cut in the middle of it, like they tried to stop some of the amperage also. So I could beef that up. And pretty sure that's a little pedal assist circuit, which I don't want. I'll have to take that out too. I wish I had some solder. I kind of ran out the other day building a battery pack, so I can't even start working on this yet. So I just kind of getting a view of what's inside of it. It's my first time pulling this controller apart since I've owned it. It's been sitting in a box for a couple years. But I'll keep you updated on this, and I'm going to try to find some materials and get some thoughts on what I can do here. Do some research on capacitors, see what I can replace these with. Something a little larger that still fits inside the case. That's the problem. Might have to get a larger case. This case is tiny. Actually, I have a 72 volt 30 amp controller that I'm thinking about doing the same thing with. This is kind of a test run, because if I can successfully do this to a small little 36 volt one that I don't care about, and then maybe I'll start doing mods to my controllers that I do care about so I don't break them. Give you a quick shot of it like this, just so you can see how They solder the MOSFET straight through the board, and then they run a long conductive bead across the circuit board where they all dissipate the heat. And you can see each one of your motor phases soldered onto the back of the board. There's one, there's two, and there's three. So I mean, if you really wanted to, you could try to make this board nice, but it's such a small board, you don't have enough platform to work with. I mean, you could theoretically replace all of these with larger, better MOSFETs, and you know, solder in larger gauge wire for your phase wires. But there's really not a lot of room. As you can see, they had to shave the board down flat so it would fit inside the aluminum case. So if I tried to beef that up, I mean, it wouldn't fit in the case. I'd have to find an alternate case at this point.